Hi there again. Outdoor adventures require, yes, technique, but also fitness. So today we're talking about how we're getting ourselves and our kids to love exercising. Hello everyone, Jason here. We're starting a short series on fitness today. Our body has to be able to deliver, and we need to be willing to count on it if we're going to be climbing hard, pushing our hiking distances, or ascending peaks. Of course, we'll be talking about how we're getting our kids into an active lifestyle, but really these videos will apply to anyone who's hoping to get more fit. Our series will get into more specifics on establishing a good all-around base fitness for outdoor adventures, as well as some of the things that we think about when we can't or haven't been sticking to our normal fitness routines. But we're starting today with maybe the hardest part, how to train our minds to establish that fitness habit. How do we get to the point where we want to work out? We have 8 rules of thumb that we follow to help create a love of physical activity, exercise, and fitness. And we're following those 8 rules right now with our boys. The first principle is that habits are born from repetition, that is, from the act, not the thought or the will. So to create the habit for our kids, we began by creating a routine. Every morning after breakfast and after getting ready for the day, we have a 30-minute workout. We started when they were 4, and now at 6, the kids ask me every morning for a reminder on what the workout's going to be that day. Of course, workout might be a strong term for what the boys are doing. It simply started out as physical play and exposing them to different options. They've tried Ninja Warrior and soccer and Taekwondo, but now it's evolved into actual workouts. A lot of that's because they're starting to find out which activities they care about and want to be better at. We'll talk more about base fitness in the next video, but the highest level overview is that we're doing a mix of cardio, body weight training that will get them ready for resistance training when they're older, and weekend adventure activities, typically with one rest day. Now, I do an actual workout for myself before I join the boys for theirs, but I'm sticking to roughly the same schedule in terms of cardio and resistance training. By fitting our 2 routines together, it's far easier for us to hold each other accountable and make sure that we do the work. And yes, I mean hold each other accountable, not just me holding them accountable. Now that it's an expectation, the boys will come tell me, we need to do our workout. So on days that I'm low on motivation, they can give me a kick in the butt that I need to get up and do the work. So having a routine in terms of just a day and time is the foundation that both the kids and the parents can rely upon. The second principle then is all about empowerment, and that means giving the kids choice. Sure, I might say that we're going to go for a run, but they get to decide on what type of run. Are we doing a long run, which to them just means upping the minutes of consecutive running before we take a walking break? Are they doing a shorter interval with high speed and intensity? Are we running through the neighborhood or down on the nearby trail? And we do the same thing with the body weight exercises. I may decide what we're focusing on, like core, upper body, legs, but what exercises to do, they get to help decide. Yes, that means that I've had to take the reins early on and show them some options by dictating the exercises, but that's transitioned to where we are now, that they have enough tools in their tool belt to make some of those choices. Every once in a while, I throw in a new exercise for them to do and learn, but then it goes back to them making choices. Giving them agency makes it way easier for them to take ownership of their fitness and has gone a long way in shifting their motivation from because dad said so to I want to do this. Which leads to principle number 3. As we've exposed the boys to exercises, all I've done is focus on form. I might give them a number of reps to shoot for, but really I'm just watching their form. If their form starts to break, then we stop and move on to the next exercise. If their form is holding up, we might squeeze in a few more reps. This way, the routines and the movements get ingrained into their muscle memory. Good form means less probability of injury, which means we are less likely to need that break from the all-important routine that we talked about earlier. Plus, it sets the groundwork for the boys to get the gains in fitness they may want, if they decide they want it, as they get older. Plus, focusing on form helps the kids become more body aware, which is necessary for the other activities they like to do, like rock climbing. As we keep watch over their form, we're quick to celebrate it when it's done well. And that's principle number 4, keeping things positive by celebrating success, not using guilt or shame as a motivation. I know that as an athlete in my youth, I had more negative self-talk than I want for my boys. So we try to gently correct bad form or bad days that lacked effort and try to really emphasize the good days with high effort or when progress is made in improved form. Now pick your feet up, Connor. Now pick your feet up. Now crunch back up. Yes, that's it. That's the move. The positive reinforcement keeps it rewarding rather than having each workout sit on that edge that can easily slip into that negative self-talk. And keeping with the positive reinforcement, principle number 5 is we try to emphasize competition with ourselves rather than with each other. This is super important for twins that have very similar abilities, but I think it goes for all of us. We get more out of bettering our previous best than we do out of comparing ourselves to other people.
Told you could do it.
Love you.
A lot of my negative self-talk that I mentioned earlier came from those types of comparisons. So with the boys, I'm quick to shift any mention of, I did more of those than my brother, to, well, how many more did you do compared to your last time? Once they're looking at their own trajectory of progress, doing more push-ups or pull-ups, running longer durations without a break, we're ready for principle number 6, which is to set goals. And I think it's important to have big goals and micro goals. For example, our kids want to do a climb in the Himalaya one day. That's a big goal that obviously isn't going to happen for years. But it does give us a context that paints a picture of the kind of fitness they're going to need to even make that a possibility. I can take that context and translate it into small day-to-day goals.
Can you do 30 of them? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
When the boys are lacking motivation, for instance, I can tie that day's effort to their bigger goal, and it seems to always be enough to get them moving. And then as far as the day-to-day goals, I can get them to add one more pull-up or whatever the case may be.
Big pull-up. Can you do one more? One more. One more. Push, 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 push.
We write down their current bests, and that's not just for goal setting. This also gives them real evidence of their progress, which is kind of inevitable because they're kids and they're growing, but that progress becomes a positive fuel that they can come back and draw from.
What are we doing next time we go running?
We're doing
18 minutes out and then 18 minutes back. Okay.
And as we start to know their trajectory of progress, we can start to make a plan, and having a plan is principle number 7. For example, they want to do some 13,000 and 14,000 foot peaks this year after doing their first 13 or last year. That gives me an idea of the mileage and elevation gain that they're going to need to be able to handle. So we plan in training hikes that will build up to that roughly 6 to 8 miles and about 3,000 feet in elevation gain that they're going to need to be able to do. They want to climb their first 510 this year. And that lets me know some things about the grip strength they're going to need in order to use smaller holds. We're going to talk in more specifics about the plan we have for establishing solid base fitness for these outdoor activities in our next video. And then the 8th and last principle is to make sure your plan is safe. Kids are not just little adults physiologically. They have faster heart rates, they have a harder time regulating their temperature, they have different needs from their rest, they're more flexible, they have less natural upper body strength, and more importantly, they're growing, which places different strains on their bodies. We're also going to talk about safety in more detail in the next video, but we can say that our earlier emphasis on form rather than reps or weight is a big part of what's going on here.
Remember, hold your arms straight down, kid, and keep your chest up.
So that's how we've gone about getting ourselves and our kids first to habituate fitness, and now to look forward to and enjoy their active mornings. How do you help point yourself and your family towards activity and healthy exercise? Let us know in the comments section. If you want additional thoughts related to this video and every video we produce, along with links to the equipment we discuss, sample gear lists, sample itineraries, and links to other outdoor resources, please visit our website, shortguysbetaworks.com. The link's in the description below. And if you want to be alerted as we release new content, please subscribe and ring that bell. As our series on fitness continues, or if you have other interests related to the outdoors, you won't miss a video. We produce educational content like this, as well as short films of our family adventures, and release something new every week. So if you have suggestions for content that you'd like to see, you can let us know that in the comments section too. We'll see you again soon, and keep on getting more out of that big outside.